Are you an aspiring leader who knows you have more to offer but you can't seem to get ahead? Do you frequently feel overwhelmed and under-supported? Listen to the Overcome to Become podcast as we talk about actionable tasks and mindsets that you can apply to begin leading yourself. Hi, I'm Dr. Angela Buckley, your host and author of the Strength in Nature Leadership Series and Likeable Leadership Reflection Journals. I'm a mother, consultant, triathlete, and coach. In Overcome to Become, I share with you the science-backed and experience-proven lessons I've learned in my own leadership journey to beat burnout. Hello, and welcome to Overcome to Become, where we explore transformative strategies and insights to help you thrive. I'm Dr. Angela Buckley, your host for this season, dedicated to cultivating a mindset to overcome overwhelm. In our last episode, we explored the 4 Ds: do, delegate, delay, and delete, along with the idea of do the day to tackle overwhelm effectively. Today, we're going to expand on that discussion by diving into the 4 T's of successful project delegation: train, test, trust, and support. These tools will empower you to manage your workload effectively so you can focus on what truly matters. Delegation is a crucial skill set, especially when you're feeling overwhelmed. It not only helps you manage your time better, but also develops the skills and the confidence of those around you. Let's start with that first T, train. When you're telling somebody to do something, you also have to train them. They have to be able to do what you're asking them to do, and that's a critical part of the delegation process. So training becomes the foundation of effective delegation. This is where you provide the necessary instruction and the resources needed for someone to take on a task. Clear communication is key here. Think of this as setting the groundwork. If you're thorough and clear, you're going to set this person up for success. Listen, as a manager at work and as a mom at home, these things are super critical, and that communication and making sure that the person is prepared to take on the task that you're asking them to do is very important. So even at home, I ask you to consider using step-by-step guides and tutorials if the task is complex. Take the time to explain the why behind the task, not just the what and the how. This gives the individual context and understanding, which can be incredibly empowering. Remember, the goal is to equip them with the knowledge and the skills that they need to perform independently. When I do this at home, I am actively reviewing with my child what the expectations are so that he knows when he has completed the task well. That can be folding clothes, putting clothes away. He's old enough now, washing his own bathroom, like making sure that we have the appropriate skill set as the child develops will help us throughout our development stages as a parent, as a working professional, as people who are actively moving young people, those that we're also managing and parenting, through their development stages. After we've really trained and we're certain that they are familiar with what we're doing, we want to test this. And I don't mean testing from the perspective of let's take a quiz. So you want to ensure that the person can execute the task correctly and to your expectations. We all know how much stress is involved when you come in thinking something will be done because you ask them to do it and yet it's not done. So testing is about allowing the person to practice what they've learned with these new skills with support. It's crucial to provide this feedback during this phase. This may mean reviewing their work, providing constructive criticism, and highlighting what they've done well. Testing helps you gauge whether additional guidance is necessary or if they are ready to proceed independently. By the way, it may be helpful to start with smaller tasks and increase responsibility as confidence and competence grow. This approach helps build the delegate's self-assurance while minimizing risk. In the education world, we call this scaffolding, and we're slowly adding tasks with greater complexity as the person develops. You can apply this in the engineering world as somebody gets more familiar with project management, or you can provide this at home as a young child is learning various elements of working in the kitchen. Usually we start with putting away the silverware, but then later we have other tasks, right? So adding on scaffolding, many of you do this naturally. I'm asking you to now take training intentionally as part of your attempt to really reduce those feelings of overwhelm and engage the people that are around you. After you've tested and you're really comfortable that the person is aware of what your expectations are, now we have to trust them. And trust is really something that takes time to develop. You've trained, you've tested, and now we have to learn how to let go and trust that the person will carry out the task. The trust is an essential part of delegation because it's about having confidence in the person's ability to complete the task without micromanagement. Showing trust by giving them autonomy and encouraging them to make decisions. This not only boosts their confidence, but also fosters a sense of ownership and accountability. However, remember that trust doesn't mean abandoning. It's about fostering a supportive environment where they feel comfortable reaching out if they need help or clarification. Which brings us to our final T, which starts with an S, but that's okay. The support. Even after you've delegated a task, your role isn't over. Continuous support ensures that the individual feels capable and confident. Schedule regular check-ins to monitor progress and address the challenges that arise. Remember, as your individual is going through growth phases, there will be different types of challenges that they are learning to assess and bring to the table. Be available for guidance and feedback, creating a safety net that encourages them to thrive independently. Offering support doesn't mean solving problems. It means being a resource that empowers them to find their own solutions. This approach builds resilience and a stronger, more competent team. Implementing the 4 T's of train, test, trust, and support will transform the way you delegate tasks, reducing your workload and cultivating a more capable and confident team or support system around you. Remember, successful delegation is a continuous process that requires commitment and patience, but it leads to a more empowered and efficient way of working. And I want to add, it leads to a reduced sense of overwhelm. Why? Because now you have people that are a part of your team that are feeling empowered, and through the ability to have them supported and empowered in a unified goal, you will also reduce some of your tasks, and you will also feel empowered in your own right. This is a continuous improvement kind of activity that requires intent, patience, and frequent revisitation of these steps. So as you reflect on today's episode, think about the tasks that you can delegate and how you can apply the 4 T's to make the process smooth and successful. It might feel challenging at first, but with practice, it becomes a rewarding part of your strategy to overcome overwhelm. Thank you for joining me today on Overcome to Become. I hope you found the insights of the 4 T's helpful. Delegating effectively can make a significant difference in both your personal and professional life. Don't forget to tune in for our next episode, where we'll be exploring more strategies to manage overwhelm and enhance productivity. Tune in next time as we continue to explore actionable strategies for overcoming overwhelm. Hey, it would be really helpful if you subscribed and left a review on Apple, Amazon, or Spotify. Share this episode with anyone you may think could benefit. Remember, small steps lead to big changes, and you have the power to turn moments of overwhelm into opportunities of growth. Until next time, take care and keep moving. Listen, are you a parent, professional, or entrepreneur feeling buried under an avalanche of responsibilities? Do you wake up exhausted, wondering how you're going to make it through just another day? Well, you're not alone, and I'd like to introduce you to our signature course, Overcome the Overwhelm. It's a transformational course designed to help you beat burnout and reclaim your life. Imagine trading constant anxiety for calm confidence. Imagine replacing guilt over unfinished tasks with pride in your accomplishments, and imagine what it would feel like to swap those feelings of inadequacy for a strong sense of purpose. Join us and learn the mental mindset and the practical strategies to overcome overwhelm. Don't let burnout rob you of your potential. It's time to overcome and become the person you are meant to be. Enroll and overcome the overwhelm today. You can visit us at www.strengthinnature.com or text me directly at area code 614-285-7551. You've just listened to another episode of Overcome to Become. Thank you for joining me, Angela Buckley, your host, as we explored actions and mindsets to overcome the overwhelm and beat burnout. Did you know that when you learn to lead yourself, you can effectively learn to lead others? You can apply these skills in your home, at work, and in the community. If you'd like to learn more, join us in the Strength in Nature Learning Academy. We are currently featuring the Overcome the Overwhelm course with a 20% off coupon code, OTB2024. That's valid until the end of 2024. You can join me in my community at www.strengthinnature.com. and on Instagram at Creatively Efficient. Thanks for listening. I look forward to hearing from you soon.